Hello, folks. How are we doing? I always forget something. I just had to plug the laptop into the actual Ethernet cable because whenever I'm on Wi-Fi, not happy times. But how are you all doing? If you guys watched the previous match, that was something of a spectacle. Moana Pacifica against the Brumbies. Maybe not expected to be the game that it was, but happy days. Good entertainment value for everybody. Allard is saying up the mighty Tars. Last time I wore a Blues jersey, Allard, on the stream, my Blues only just snuck through. So I'm kind of hoping to kind of reverse psychology curse your Waratahs. But the Blues have picked a very experimental team, so it would not surprise me if the Tars get a win here. We will have to wait and see. Mark Dunphy is hoping for a win for the Leinster boys in the 5th star. Good luck, mate. This stream's going to see me go through till, I guess, close to midnight. So I'm going to watch that one when I get up in the morning. It'll probably be a bit delayed, unfortunately. But good luck. I'll certainly be watching it. I won't be on the internet until I've seen the result anyway, because that could be a massive game. European rugby, if you guys aren't following it. Guy says if Moana can beat the Brumbies, then the Waratahs can beat the Blues. Well, like I said, man, Waratahs have picked a much stronger, or at least a consistent-looking team than what the Blues have got. But anybody, Drua and Chiefs, bro, uppy, man, that was a cracker as well. That game has the try of the season, I reckon. That one has the try of the season. Surely, the Revovo try from Habosi. Oh my goodness. These guys are going to, I don't know how long their contracts are, but these guys are going to get contracts overseas. They have to. They've been so good, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Nice food, bro. I am hoping for the 2 cents curse. Yes, please. Please. Jezza, mate. Today's the day for rugby. God, there's so much rugby on. It's unbelievable. Even just in Super Rugby, we've got Chiefs, Drua, Moana Pacifica, and the Brumbies, Blues, Waratahs, Force, and Hurricanes. Then Champions Cup final, like you said, there's 7s on. Real madness. Oh, crazy times. Fleshin couldn't wear the opposition shirt. I know how you feel, and then I got over it. Yeah, I'm kind of used to it by now. I even put on an England jersey. I don't flinch anymore, man. So there you go. Happy days. Happy days. Now for the home of the real Blues to play the knockoffs from Auckland. Now, come on. Oh man. Yeah. Hopefully it's a good game, man. The Blues have got that kind of league-looking jersey on, so we are the Whites this week. Rebels Highlanders tomorrow, absolutely, man. So much game on. Force still have a chance. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Someone said, am I planning on going to any of the quarterfinals? I think I have to go, man. I haven't been to any of the games this year. I've been kind of cutting costs, but I think I'll have to go to the Blues quarterfinal. There's no if, because there's going to be one at Eden Park, so I think I have to go. Can't not go. How often do the Blues host quarterfinals? Not very often for the last 10 years. I went to the Blues Trans-Tasman final last year, so it's kind of like you got to get in, eh? Absolutely. Any jersey I consider too toxic to wear, Jezza? The weirdest ones to first wear for me was a Crusaders jersey. That felt wrong. And an England jersey. I don't know why. Those two felt kind of wrong. But now it's just like putting on any other pair of socks kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's just the same as you get used to it. So, yeah. No Chinese vodka this week, Shane. Bro, I've still got it. I haven't finished it. I haven't drunk any since I was last on here with you guys. So, it's still there in case something's bananas happens. But I feel like the banana stuff was already played out in the last 2 games. The last 2 games were phenomenal. Like, they were a really good endorsement for Super Rugby this year, eh? So, happy times. Alaram, mate, how are you doing, sir? Must be just late afternoon for you. Early evening? Early evening, I'm assuming. An England jersey will never touch my skin, says Malcolm. Well, that's spoken like a true Scotsman. I would be surprised if you had other thoughts. Yeah. Don't flinch when putting on an English shirt have been turned. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. When you follow all the teams, it's kind of hard to hate any of the teams anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. Believe it or not, in 2003, I wanted England to win. This is long before YouTube even existed, but just because England had never won it before, I actually wanted them to beat Australia. Because Australia had already won it twice. I was like, nah, someone new needs to win it. So there you go. Novmum's going to go to the Chiefs quarterfinal. Good stuff. Got to get him behind the team. Interesting to see how they end up playing. Right. I hope to hear Gaz's comments. I won't have Gaz's comments for this game because he will already be asleep, but I have got some comments from him from the previous game, which I have not yet played. So I haven't heard them either. If he says something which he doesn't know is going to be broadcast on stream and entirely inappropriate, please don't blame me. I legit have not looked or listened to anything yet. But yes. What a blasphemy, what a confession. I know. 2003, I wasn't even 20, man. I was still a young man. I'm just keen for teams who've never won it before to win it. So there you go. I would like France to win it if the All Blacks can't win it, or Ireland, or Wales. Someone who hasn't won it. Yeah, pretty much. That's how my brain works. If my team can't win it, then someone new needs to win it. I still live by that. Right, game's underway. 30 seconds on the clock now. If you're way ahead of me, please try not to drop too many detailed spoilers in the chat for me. Waratahs v Blues. Moana Pacific is contract to Mount Smart to 2028. So playing in Tonga Samoa is possible. Mount Smart would have to agree to it. Maybe if they're double booked with the Warriors, they might. And I know Fiji will host 4 games next season. Why only 4? I mean, 4 is still better than 2. Bro, how good are they at home? I know this game's on and we could focus on that, but how good were Fiji? How much better were the Drua at home, right? They were just, like, the crowd is insatiable, incredible. Like, the crowd is worth, I don't know how many points. 5 points? 10 points? That crowd support is the most vocal you've heard, I think, from any Super Rugby crowd this season. Going to stay up for the Force game, Stalemate. Man, I'm going to bed after this one. Force game in the morning for me, along with the Champions Cup final, and then taking my kids out. Yes, I have to get up to watch the game. Not live, but early. Yeah. Watching the London Sevens as well. I would say let us know updates, but some people might want to watch it later themselves. So be cautious of spoilers in case anyone wants to hold off on seeing the Sevens results. 2.5 minutes gone in this game. Blues are in the Tars 22. Love the home crowds in Fiji. They totally get into it. Bro, absolutely. Incredible. We don't see anything like that anymore in Australia and New Zealand. South Africa, the traditional Super Rugby countries. Hell of a weekend so far, Theft. Bro, that's putting it mildly. Those last 2 games were phenomenal. No spoilers, I promise. Good, man. Looks like a decent crowd. Flesh at this ground would be up there with the Fijian ground. It's not as loud, but in terms of, support, it's incredible as well. It's a small ground. That's the key. Often I hear people telling me, man, Super Rugby gets shitty crowds. And it's true. They used to get legit 30,000, 40,000. And we don't anymore. But they do regularly get like 10,000, which is not that different from a lot of clubs around the rest of the world. But when you're in a 50,000 seater stadium, it just looks shit house, doesn't it? Excuse my language, folks, in case you got any kids around. Will Moana play in Samoa or Tonga next year, Adam? I'm not sure. Someone else was just saying that they are contracted to play their games at Mount Smart, so they may have to work something out with the owners of Mount Smart Stadium, because that's income lost if they don't play their games at home. You know what I mean? Shame the Tars will move on to a brand new massive Sydney football stadium. Kind of, eh? This is the exact kind of ground that Super Rugby these days needs to be played at. Like, Eden Park for Super Rugby is generally not fit for purpose anymore. Likewise, any big 40,000 seater stadium, it's just too big. Too big. Kia ora, April Tui. How's it going? We've seen 2 really good games of Super Rugby so far today. We're 5 minutes into this one. And, yeah, still 0-0 thus far. Heard us say that the last Leichhardt game so annoyed. I can imagine, man. It's incredible. It just looks perfect. How does the transfer international sides work? So Fikitoa Falaga joining Tonga. Yep, you're allowed 1 transfer to a side you're already eligible for. But I think it has to be birth, parents, grandparents, that kind of eligibility. And you got to have a 3-year stand down between the previous team you represented and the new team. From memory. Zucchini and runner beans. You call them zucchini over there. We call them courgettes. I go on someone Liam's compost, spinach and strawberries going off too. It's a good day. Nice. I put some I buried, like, I cook, what do you call it when you take the seeds out of a squash or a pumpkin? I took all the seeds out. Gutted? I don't know. And I just put those in my compost, and I got freaking I got pumpkins growing in my garden, or squash, vines growing everywhere. I didn't even mean to plant them. I just put them in my compost. And suddenly, yeah, everywhere. 6 minutes and 45 seconds in, still 0-0. Blues looking a little bit rusty, I'm going to say that. Yeah, it's the grandparents. I know this because I could bugger off to the Netherlands and play for them. Nice. Nice. I don't think I could represent anybody other than New Zealand. I could have represented China on residency. I was there for like 7 years. Does that mean I'm still eligible? Or is that kind of expired now that I've moved back? I don't actually know how that works. Planted out 4 tamarillos today. I don't even know if have I ever eaten a tamarillo? Are those orange ones, or am I thinking of persimmons or something else? I don't really do anything too exotic. Wait, tamarillos, aren't they the ones like they look like tomatoes, right? I think I have had a tamarillo. You have to be a good player. Oh, yeah, true. But I mean, I'm just talking about technically the eligibility. I'm sure I'd be a bit of tall timber over in China, although there are certainly Chinese dudes taller than me, but 6'4", it's nothing to be snuffed at. In the second row, I just don't have any match fitness or skills, but I got height. Eligible for Malaysia and Singapore through your dad. Nice. Still young enough? If you're younger than mine, no, you're young enough. Aled could do England on residency, but then you'd have to wear an England jersey. which I don't think you would be comfortable doing. Tamarillos are God's fruit. Tamarillos are just the orange ones that are kind of like, they look like tomatoes, but they're orange, right? Xavier, mate, we're going good. This game is still 0-0. There's not been that much to shout about. Hence all my talk about vegetables in the garden. 9 minutes in, still 0-0. No sides had any clear cut chances. There's been a few missed passes, not got charged down. The Tars have just chucked the ball into touch. Ned Hannigan's offload a bit too high. Remember, the Blues have made a ton of changes, so they're bound to be a wee bit sloppy. You're not eligible. You actually have to be there for 5 years of pay for China. Understanding China doesn't have dual citizenship, but rugby doesn't give a stuff about citizenship, right? You can be a citizen of, like Quade Cooper was always a citizen of New Zealand, but he played for Australia. But yeah, I'm not sure how the residency thing works if you move back. Do you have to play while you're still living there, right? Fiji Chiefs game was close, so yeah, man, and the next game was just as good. Both games were cracking. Will the Blues loss here have a dent in their momentum, Frankie? I mean, maybe, but I think it's essentially like a bye week for the big gun players. It's just Bodie and Rico and all these guys having a bye, so I don't think it'll be too bad. 1 week's not too bad. Eligible for Croatia. Where Croatia ranked in the world, I wonder. Whoa, here comes Nawani Tawase. Tars passes are just not quite finding the man yet, eh? Played first 15 with Mackenzie. Oh, crazy. Yeah, good to see the guys, the fringe guys, the squad guys get a go. In South Africa, you have to be a citizen to play for the Box. I think France is the same. But that's a internal rugby matter rather than world rugby. It's like in New Zealand, you have to wear a mouth guard. That's not a world rugby regulation. It's recommended, but in New Zealand, it's like Adi Savia got in trouble for not wearing one. That's kind of like the Players Union has their agreement with New Zealand Rugby, so they're kind of legally obliged to wear mouth guards. So yeah, each country's got their own rules they can implement too. 3 quality games in a row is a bit much. This game is proving that so far. Maybe this will be another stinker with a grandstanding finish. We'll see. Where's my son to complain about the Blues not wearing blue? Well, given that it's 10:05, he's asleep. He better be asleep. Are you asleep? I'm assuming he's asleep. He scored a try today. My son scored a try. Oh, what's Signa done? I wonder if I can. Yeah. Wonder if I can. Signa's gonna go off. Maybe I can show you. Will you be able to see my phone? Probably not, right? Maybe. There you go. Watch this. So you can probably see the reflection of the camera. That's him in the red. You can't really see it, but that's him. Boom, boom, boom. Go, son. Go. Boom, fire. Try time. Yeah, pretty happy. Down the wing. He was, because they're playing Ripper with the tags, he was banging away people's hands trying to rip his tags. It's like, good man. He didn't shout Stormers after he scored his try, no. But I was looking at some URC jerseys for a rankings video today, and he was like, is that the Stormers jersey? I was like, yes, son, for goodness sake, that is the Stormers jersey. Segna is off, and Victoria is in Valencia. Are you doing your bald and bankrupt in Spain, speaking Spanish tour? You got better Spanish than bald? Tell me that's what you're doing, Victoria. Tell me that's what you're doing. Segna went off injured in terms of this game, by the way, on about 11 minutes with like an ankle injury, so that's not great news. Is that in Tiara too? That was at the Suburbs ground, so that's like New Lynn, right? Future Jonah Lomu in the making. He's probably not quite big enough or fast enough to be Jonah just yet, but we'll see how he grows. Because Jonah was, well, you guys will know, the perfect combination of huge human, but also incredibly fast. Smart boy, Simon, you reckon. How's your arm, bro? You coming along? Got to get him a Stormers jersey for Christmas. We'll see. Should be wearing a Blues jersey. Make him eat all those veggies. Bro, he eats all the veggies. He's a real good eater, eh? But, yeah. In League, they have the World Club Cup where the winners of Super League. And oh, for sure they should. Cheers, mate. And it seems to me like the competitions all kind of finish at about the same time now. Super Rugby is almost done. The URC is almost done. The Champions Cup's going to be done tomorrow for me. Today for some of you guys up north. The top 14's almost done. Ooh. Mackenzie's pushed that one wide. So there seems to be a window for it, right? With all the teams kind of being in... Like, because I think previously, wasn't it like when one season's starting, the other one's kind of finishing, but they all seem kind of close at the moment. Hand strength and dexterity recovering, elbow range about 30 to 90 degrees. Muscles are still quite stiff and sore. Oh, that sounds like progress, if nothing else, man. Who are the three halfbacks you're taking for the Island Tour? You're talking about the three... You're saying halfbacks instead of scrum half, so I'm assuming Kiwi. You probably have to go with Smith. I mean, on form, I think Christie's actually looking pretty good. Do you give Fakatava a go, or do you wait? When do you get Fakatava now that he's eligible? Do you bring TJ in just for something different? He's got experience, but I feel like you probably need quicker ball than he can provide against the Irish. Smith and Christie to start with, man. I'm going to put my Blues foot forward. I mean, Weber's been in really good form for the Chiefs as well, to be fair. So if you want to go more established, you go Weber. Nathan Bro Barrett is having a rest, probably back here in Auckland. The Blues picked a B team because they've already qualified top, so they're having a rest. It's over for TJ, nice food. He had his All Blacks rest the other day, so you never know. You never know. Smith, Christie, and Fakatava. Yeah. Might be a little bit inexperienced, eh? if you bring Whakatava. Maybe it's too early for Whakatava. Maybe you play Whakatava in the Rugby Championship. I don't know. Why is the quarterfinal Crusaders versus the Reds playing Christchurch at 12 p.m? What? I don't know. I haven't seen that. That can't be right. Lunchtime? Surely not. It does say 12 p.m. What the hell? Nah. Eld likes Dalton. Papali'i? Bro, he's having a great season. Shame about Kepu's red. Yeah, in his 150th game, but at least the team got a win for him, right? Is Hooper going to be in trouble here? It's borderline. It doesn't look like he makes contact with the head. It looks like the head kind of comes forward after hitting shoulder, but that's just one angle. Looks like shoulder, yeah, that I reckon as well. Shoulder. Alright, cool. Let's move on. Move on, move on, move on. I feel like you go for Christie or Whakatava rather than both, eh, Victoria? Wait, did I miss your answer about being in... Did you answer me? What are you doing in Valencia? You don't have to answer me, but I want to know. It's maybe none of my business. Oh, Blues have knocked it on. Am I an accountant by profession? I can't think of much worse, bro. Nah, not an accountant. Thank goodness. I did not do a business degree. Counting other people's money does not sound fun. Blake Fairburn, bro, long time no see, man. How's it going? How's things? Still 0-0. We're 17 minutes in. This game hasn't really found its feet yet. The last two games were phenomenal. This one is... it's just kind of going. The crowd's not really too much into it yet because they've not had a heck of a lot to cheer about. Do I follow the World Rugby Sevens? Not really, if I'm honest. I already watched that much rugby that Blues have kicked it out on the full. No, I don't really have room for sevens, unfortunately. I swear if someone started a Rugby Sevens channel, I don't think there's anyone doing it. I know Skinny Brew was doing seven stuff for a wee while, and I think he was just starting to get some traction with it, but he focused on his day job. You're on holidays, Victoria. Fair enough. In Valencia. Nice. Got some freedom to join stream for once. Good, man, Blake. Good to see you, like I said. But, yeah, it's a shame this game's not a bit more exciting. We'll get there. I mean, Blues and Brumbies last week was honestly a 60-minute painful watch. Maybe even 70, and then it just came alive. So, we take that. April 2, are you the only one that doesn't like sevens? Honestly, I'm not... I don't dislike sevens, but I don't find it that appealing. because there's just a bit too much scoring. It seems too easy to score. I don't know, it's not easy, but there's just so much space. The teams score like crazy tries all the time. I don't know. Tempted by that one. Odds, bro, do it. I'm never gonna do 7. I don't think I'll ever do 7s on here, apart from I think maybe for the Olympics that I jump on for a live stream. But there's definitely a market for 7s. There are people who only watch 7s. For 7s is their number one game. You know what I mean? And I don't think any of the rugby channels really. Like Squidge doesn't do any 7s. I don't think. Yeah, I think there's a market for it. Caught 20 minutes of the Drone Chiefs. Bro, that game was phenomenal. That game was really good. And the second one was great as well. So this one is a bit of a damp squib in comparison. It's unpredictable. Yeah, there's certainly more upsets in 7s, eh? Like, anyone can genuinely beat anyone compared to 15s, where upsets are way rarer. So there's a lot more parity, which is cool, and a lot more countries are competitive, which is cool. So it's definitely got its pluses. But, yeah, I just remember watching it a few times and just thinking it's almost like there's too much scoring. I don't know. Kiwi Lads does it, but definitely a market for it. I mean, Kiwi Lads does heaps of sports, eh? He does 15s, he does European, he does South African, he does Super, Internationals, cricket. But that's commentary. That's like different. I feel like there's a market for not just commentary stuff on 7s, eh? You know, like for someone, like if I was going to get into 7s, it'd be cool for me to have a channel to watch and be like, you know, tell me some stats or tell me some form, or I don't know, who are the players I should be looking out for, you know what I mean? Like when I was watching ice hockey, that's the kind of content I was looking for because I had no idea. So, yeah, anyway, just my 2 cents. What do I know? Nothing. Watch 7s when there's no other rugby on. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Not been watching which Blues players have been good, bad. Britannia, bro. It's there's not been a Blues have just missed touch. Sullivan. There's not been a lot going on thus far, mate. Apart from Signa going off, it's been pretty average. If someone did have a 7s channel, that incident the other day would have been a really good video to talk about. Like, that would have been a cool video for a 7s channel to talk about. That guy in the, what was it, Argentina and England? Right, who didn't put the ball down, just killed the clock for ages. That would have been that's a cool, like, news story. Like, yeah, that would have been, I would have watched that. Era-ridden rugby is pretty much it. Both of the sides are kind of cancelling each other out and mucking up at key moments. So yeah, it's not been it's not been phenomenal. Super Bros just reminded me I need to make a pick for the Champions Cup final. Right, who do I pick? I'm gonna pick Leinster by that many. There we go. Boom, done. Just practicing as a poor game. Yeah, man, this is a bit of a grind so far, but we'll get there. The game's bound to catch on at some point. We've already had 9 knock-ons in 23 minutes of rugby. It's almost a knock-on every other minute, folks. Remember, there's a lot of stopping and starting. So if you're thinking about ball and play time, that's maybe a knock-on every minute. All right, here we go. Waratahs maul time. What can they do? It's not really going anywhere. Feels like a stalemate. It does. It does. Play a time wasted 2 minutes and the ref couldn't do anything. Yeah, Anthony. Nigel Owens reckons he would have warned the player, and then if he didn't force it, he would have pinged him for going against the spirit of the game, which is one of the laws. And I think there's another law they said about time wasting. So there are laws there to actually not do that, but the ref didn't do anything. Nigel Owens is of the opinion that that was against the laws. What do I think of the Brumbies versus the Moana Pacific game? Bro, that game was awesome. I want to watch that game again instead of this at the moment. Ella, this was your idea, bro. This better come alive. It's on you. Although it is my Blues, so I'll take some credit. Got a combined total of points under 43.5 at $2.70, Shane. Well, so far, that's looking like a winner. Two minutes is a long time in sevens. Yeah. 2 minutes is ridiculous. Most sports have rules or laws about not wasting time like that, so it feels like the ref probably should have done something. Should have done Moana. No, that's all right, bro. My kids were still awake during that one, so this is actually the perfect time slot. My kids have gone to bed. I'm just kind of free to sit here, have a beer, and talk some nonsense, and hopefully watch a good game. So we'll see. As I said, this is my Blues team, so I should be chuffed that I'm watching my Blues with you guys. I reckon the Tars have got to score here. The Tars have gone like 5 phases. They're a metre out. They got advantage. Come on. Do something. Like Jesus says, do something. Somebody. Hoops has gone close. Can't get over. No, back for the penalty. Goodness gracious. Blues living offside. Never. I don't think the Blues have ever been offside in any game ever. Surely not. Right, Blues have just got a yellow card warning. "26 minutes. We're through this game, folks." Tongan squad for the Pacific Nations Cup. I haven't actually seen the whole squad. I've only seen the big name guys that are back, or in, I should say, not back. But yeah, I'll have to have a look at the full squad. Come on, Tars. Do something. Maul time. I think, they got advantage. Just let them score. Don't get the yellow card. Gordon as a snipe. He's short. No. Handbags? No, look, Romano's the one settling things down. No, they're going to have a look at something. The match is like a fart in the wind. He was falling, so there's a lot of mitigation for that one, surely. Chote's pretty low. He's bent. That's what they want. Is he going to penalise it or is he going to say nothing? He's going to give him a yellow card for that. I thought it was like if you're bent in a legit position, if they fall into you, you don't get carded. Anyway. Fair enough. I swear I've seen guys who still get hit in the head, but if your tackle technique is right, like you've not been upright, they let you go. I don't know. Yeah, the first one was worse. But anyway. As an Waratahs fan, red. I think it's harsh. Morgan Tuanui reckons it's harsh. Maybe that's just my Blues colours, but I've been watching a lot of rugby, and I swear the way they've been ruling it is, like, if you're upright and you even make a little bit of head contact, you're going to get the book thrown at you. But if you're doing the right thing and having your body position bent and low, like he was, then you can kind of get away with murder. So, I mean, the fact that he was falling and Choate was already bent, I would have thought he's not done anything foul. But anyway, what do I know? Oh, bro. 2 yellow cards now. So now it's 15 against 13. The game has to liven up here, surely. Ay. Yeah. The ref had his arm up the wrong way. Maybe the ref just wants to see a bit of excitement. A bit like hockey, you got to have your head up. Yeah, basically. Because, I mean, by Paul Williams' logic there, it's one of those ones where if you just run around bent down with your head pointing at everybody, no one's really allowed to touch you. You know what I mean? Anyway, forget about it. Why was the yellow card a second one? He's saying the first yellow card mark was for the foul play of the high tackle, and the second one was for the number of penalties. So, 2 different reasons. But we're having a reset scrum, so the clock's ticking. Happy days. Happy days. Never should be a yellow if your head is at the hip height. That's not the defender's fault, or every pick and go would be a red. Nick, honestly, I swear I'm not being a Blues fan here when I say I've seen this happen and they're like, that's not foul play. Because you're doing the right thing with your tackle technique. They're all about the tackle technique and not being upright. So my mind's kind of exploding, but I'm also, yeah, I don't know. I think you're right, but anyway. Hey, and the Blues, it's scrum time. Unbelievable. That's a big moment. 15 v 13, and the Blues get a scrum penalty. The Blues lineup is nerfed. I know. They're not playing any of their main guys. So they're doing all right. Tar should not have gone for the scrum there. Yeah, 15 v 13. Especially when it's 2 loosies. Back the maul, man. Or even just tap and go. With 2 extra guys, you should be able to find space. exploit the clock, right? Scrums just take too long. You waste your yellow card. Be a non-Tars fan, to be honest. It was never a card. Yeah. Oh, Tars have got a turnover. Surely you guys have got to score. Got to get some points on the board before half time. There should be loads of space out there. There's a few subs on, eh? A lot of guys have... Like Signa's off. The Tars starting hooker's off. Anyway. Who's going to do money per try? Not at this rate. Oh, wow. That was a big hit. Edmonds under pressure. Donaldson's knocked it on. Come on, Blues. Waste that clock. Waste that clock. Waste that clock. Ay, ay, ay. What's the most controversial ref decision in Super Rugby you've ever witnessed? Anthony, man. The only first one which comes to mind is not that controversial, but it was a year or two ago. The Blues were denied a try. I think it was the Ioane brothers. You know how there's the law about the ball can travel forward as long as it's not out of the hands, because basically physics determines if you're running full speed, you pass the ball sideways, it's going to drift forward. Like was it Paul Williams? I think it was Paul Williams as the TMO called it back for a forward pass when it was like so far backwards out of the hands that it was like literally just excuse my language, your brain just wanted to fucking explode. That how does this guy not know that? Like, you're a professional referee. Like, I give the referees a fair bit of leeway. I'm not like my dad. It's a tough job. You got a lot of stuff to keep your eyes on. I try, but like if you're the TMO, that one is like bread and butter basic. But they fucked it up, and I was just, anyway. Anyway. Yeah, scrums. These scrums are doing the Blues yellow cards a favour. Ella remembers watching that one. Honestly, it was just the worst decision. It was almost, I don't know. Yeah, it was pathetic. Jules is off to the Force. All right, Jules, good luck. I'm not going to see that one tonight. I'll watch it tomorrow morning. See how you go. You're still in with a shout. The Blues are happy to keep this kicking deal going. Fine touch. Nope. Edmed's going to run it back. Man. Clock keeps running. Keeps going. Where's Rico and two Vasashek and Caleb Clark? They're all being rested, man. They're all being rested for next week. Being rested. Should have gone money per card, Ellard. Yeah, it would be at 2 so far. Certainly more than tries. Blues are just going to kick that one downtown as well. Donaldson just got absolutely smashed. And back for another knock on. Goodness gracious me, folks. Oh, Bryce Lawrence refereeing in a World Cup and he had a stinker. That would probably make sense as well. South African fans are not big fans of Bryce Lawrence. Oh, Blake. Did that pop up on the screen? I missed it. Let's put it here. There we go. $5 for the amount of points you're expecting. Bro, you're a gentleman. That's American dollars where it says $3.58. That's $5 New Zealand apparently. Cheers, man. I've got some trivia. I have got some trivia for your entertainment purposes and my dad's messages from halftime. Anyway, cheers, brother. I'll get myself a beer or maybe something stronger because this is this is interesting. Hey, we need the trivia now. All right. The trivia question is, let's go. Okay, this is actually an interesting. This is just legit general knowledge. You can get your Googling ready or just take a guess. I would say take a guess. Think of somebody famous. It says, who was Time Magazine's Person of the 20th Century? Not Person of the Year, Person of the 20th Century. Get your guesses in now, folks. Blues are lining up a shot at goal. He's got that one. Will Smith is incorrect, but a good stab. The answer is Einstein, says Allard, and Joseph says Albert. So there you go. That's both the names. Albert Einstein was the person of the 20th century, according to Time Magazine. Right, 15v13, Blues scrum. Pen equals 3-0. Let's update the score. I also guessed Mandela in my head as soon as I read the question, but then I also had the answer right in front of me, so I didn't really have time to think about it. But Mandela is a pretty good shout. Churchill, I think, has got a little bit of a checkered history when it comes to India, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, there we go. Einstein was a good guess, Shane. Definitely Einstein. How about Moana Pacifica, bro? That game was better than this one. Looks like Adrian Choate's actually back on the field, so happy days. The first yellow card's over. We've just got one to go. 8 seconds left. Ellen says, if I did knock on, money per knock on, I'd be wealthy. Let me have a look. Or should we wait for halftime? Anyway, cheers, Ella, bro. Thank you, mate. Let's have a look. Knock-ons are at 8 by the Tars, 3 by the Blues. Oh, man, here we go. Newsom with a line break. Maybe the Tars can get some points before half-time. Nope, the Blues have got a turnover. Blues needs to exit. Blues won the yellow card with 3 points. Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. One, two, three. Oh, yeah. Blues got it out before told to use it. Blues with the exit. It makes touch. The Blues will have to hold on for one more minute. It's back to 15 on 15, and then we'll have half time. Tars are playing a nerfed team with 13 players and still losing. Yeah, they're looking a bit out of sorts. They'll come back out in the second half and be better, though. For F's sake, how frustrating can one team? They have 13 men. Yep. That was pretty shit from the Tars, mate. Pretty tough. Pretty terrible. Ellen's a passionate Tars fan. Right, that's going to be half time, I think. There we go. Wow. Wow. Bro. Folks. That was a pretty tough that was a pretty tough watch. Yeah, that was, oh, goodness gracious, I don't know what to say. Not the best half of rugby you've ever seen. I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom. I will leave you with my dad. Sending, oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 messages. I have not listened to these messages yet, so I have not vetted them. So if he says anything which is going to get me cancelled, please remember he's 72. So he sometimes says the odd inappropriate thing, but usually not on live stream, but he doesn't know this is going to be played on live stream. I haven't had to tell him off for saying anything inappropriate for a while, but you never know. So let me know.
Well, Mick Murray, big upset, wonderful, fantastic, deserved.
This is about Moana Pacifica.
I never predicted that. Didn't even get close, nor would you. But, yeah, they showed you what they can do, what they will do, and what they potentially can do next year. Because I think Fiji and Drua and the Moana Pacifica, if they get a few more valuable players, keep the same coaches and management, both these teams are going to cause quite a few upsets. Will they make the playoffs next year? Probably not, but they could finish, well, they might, I don't know. They could finish middle table. This has just showed you tonight they're capable of anything. And McKellar, well, sorry, boy, you got beaten by a better team. Now, let's get to one of my favourite subjects, Mike Fraser. Well, I thought his second half performance was a bit better than his first half, which surprised me. He wasn't outstanding. He wasn't great. He wasn't fantastic. He was average. Pathetic? Well, sort of, yeah. Out of 10, 5.5. Out of 20, well, because he gave a bit of an improved display, 11 out of 20, but that's being generous. And I know you're sick of hearing that. Brian Williams, Michael Jones, they'll be over the moon about this result. So where do the Brumbies go from here? Well, they've been knocked over 3 times now. So they did it with 14 men, which makes them more courageous and brave. So Aaron Major and Philo Tiatia and Dale McLeod, well, they should be, these boys should do a big celebration tonight, eh? Great, fantastic, yeah, wonderful. Fraser, well, he's still in the Dolman Doldrums class. Well, I put him slightly better than Pickerel, maybe Williams, okay. But then, that's not great for our referees as John Farmer keeps drilling me every bloody Thursday, eh? Yeah. So, that's about that. But, no, the right team won. And good on them. And you'll be happy as a bellbird just like I am, eh? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last but not least, where the Brumbies go from here? Well, I don't really know, to be honest. The bloody rugby Bible with blank pages, I don't know. I mean, let's see what happens in the Waratahs Blues game. And the Waratahs could win that. The gulf between New Zealand and Australia, well, that's narrowed. Has it narrowed enough for the Wallabies to beat the All Blacks? Well, possibly, probably, but I don't think so. I think the All Blacks still have the edge, but not as much as last year. So, yeah, that's about that. So that'll be interesting to see what happens in that department. Dave Rennie's a good coach, but he still needs to stop those players going overseas, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Australian players going overseas. Last but not least, well, he's allowed 3 players from, other countries. They've changed the ghetto law. But I still think they have enough depth in Australian rugby to produce a pretty good team. They've got a bit more depth.
Mm-hmm.
They've got, they've got a reasonable forward pack, and they've got good backs. Even with all the injuries they've had, I still think they can produce a pretty good squad to beat the All Blacks. Will they take the Bledisloe Cup? I don't think so, but it could be closer than last time. We want Australian rugby to be strong, and I think they've come a long way this year, Australian rugby, to be honest. I really do. I think they've come a long way. That's for another day anyway. So this is Gazamania, Roger Mania, over and out. Bye. Last but not least, Willie's a lip.
That was the same one again. Okay. There was two not last but not least there. Yeah, Gaza often sends me recorded voice messages after every game. He gives me the halftime report. He gives me the full-time report. So, yeah, even when he can't... I like saving the most recent game messages for the streams because it's obviously better when we get his live halftime report, but it's good to have Gaza here in spirit, as you say. So, yes, Gaza will be well asleep by now. So he's probably the smartest one of all of us, and that he decided to go to bed because the most interesting stat of that is like knock-ons 9-3. That's a lot. That's a lot of knock-ons in one half. There was 10 scrums. If you think a scrum takes a minute each time, that's 10 minutes. I guess because there's so many knock-ons, there's so many scrums, so that makes sense. And then there's some of those are resets. So yeah, Jamie, bro, what's up? As we're here watching this game, the last two games in Super Rugby today were pretty good, and this one, thus far, pretty ordinary. Why are you wearing a Waratahs jersey when the Blues are playing? Because last time I wore the Blues jersey, the Blues struggled and they only won at the death. It was too much stress, so I figured I would put the mockers on the Waratahs. But I don't know. The universe doesn't actually revolve around what jersey I'm wearing, so maybe that won't work. Don't know. Watch the Moana Pacific game and then go to sleep happy. Good plan, Gazza. Yeah, he mastered it, didn't he? He knew not to stay up for this. Because this has been a wee bit average. But anyway. You love Gazza's voicemails during the stream, Sammy. Good man. I also like having Gazza involved. He's currently got a pretty bad leg infection thing going on. Like, he's stuffed up his legs through all his work in the warehouse through the years, and he seems to have like pretty bad circulation in his legs. Like, he had some pretty bad blood clotting. And then, I don't know if you know this, but like the New Zealand health system, if you're going through the public system, is pretty slow to respond to stuff unless it's very urgent, right? Like my uncle, before he passed away, was waiting for a hip replacement for like, I don't know, 18 months? Maybe it was longer. I can't remember. He was on crutches for a long time before they did his hip replacement. But our GP sent a photo of Gazza's leg to the specialists like last week, and he's got an appointment for like next week. So they must have thought his leg looked pretty bad, because the doctor said to him, I'll file it, but you may not get seen until October. So the fact that they're going to see him next week, it must be pretty bad. So I think it's something about the circulation. I don't know. That's why he hasn't been around much recently. Like he doesn't stay for a stream because he wants to go home and rest his leg. So, oh, Dime, if you missed that first half, you just made the best choice of your life. That was painful. It was painful. RIP the Brumbies' hopes of winning the title. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I think the Crusaders are still the favourites, surely. Oh, there's more trivia. Yes, there's a second trivia because I opened another beer. Shane, your religion. Okay. Geography this time. I hope guys will be well. Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully. It's just he can't walk far and he can't stand for a long time. So he's not been able to come to my son's rugby games. And he can't go for his walks, which means he's going a bit nuts because he's just staying home all the time. He's driving my mum nuts as well. Anyway, Bottle Cap says, geography question. In which country... in which country did the... Oh, it's kind of geography. I've only just read the full thing. In which country did the Panama hat originate? Yeah. In which country did the Panama hat originate? Yeah, it is rough, Gus. Hopefully it gets better. And Mark, yeah. He's just following his doctor's orders. Not in Panama. Victoria's right in that it's not Panama. And Mark Dunphy knew it. It was Ecuador. Ecuador. Absolutely. Did you know that, Mark, or was that a guess? Educated guess? Nobody else managed to... Oh, Dwayne actually managed to grab that one. The Panama hat. Poor Mum Gazza must be going nuts at home, sounds like grandma. Well, Mum goes to work 4 days a week, thankfully. So, yeah, she doesn't have to stay with him for the whole day. Because, yeah. I remember once he also injured his leg back when he was working, and he was the same thing. And Mum said he was just driving her up the wall. So, anyway. No, you knew it was in Ecuador? Good man, you know your stuff. Mike, what was the cards for? Adrian Choate got one for a high tackle, which I thought was a bit harsh because he was bent about as far as he could go and the guy slipped into the tackle, but there you go. And the other one for Akira was just too many penalties conceded, but they were pretty much within a minute of each other. So it was 13 men against 15 for pretty much like 9.5 minutes. Yeah. But yeah, this one's not a classic yet, guys. What do you reckon? Second half. Is it going to be more of the same kind of shite? Is it going to be shite, but then with a dramatic finish to kind of make you have better feelings about it when you think about it tomorrow? Or is it genuinely going to be like a good half? Like the first half's done, they're going to come out and play some good rugby. What do you reckon? Game of the week so far, Nov Mum. I would go with the Moana Pacifica game, but the Drua game was so good as well. The Friday game was not that fantastic. The Crusaders and the Reds was pretty average. Better than this, but yeah, it wasn't the best. I'm thinking about it a lot more positively now after watching this game. Nice Food reckons more of the same. Kai reckons more of the same. Game's going to finish 6-0. Man, you guys are a bunch of pessimists, aren't you? Did I watch the Challenge Cup final, Geomate? Nah, they don't show it here. They don't show it in New Zealand, unfortunately. Unless I didn't actually check the fixtures, but they haven't showed any Challenge Cup games this season in NZ. It's half time, CH, mate, so they're just coming back out onto the field now. Oh, man. Cheers, Dime, mate. Here's to Gaz's health. Yeah, like I said, he's looking after himself. He's got an appointment with like a vascular surgeon who's going to look at his circulation because he's had some infection which is just taking ages to heal. He's got like do you guys have like a district nurse, which is like a mobile nurse who works for the local health authority who comes to like change his bandages and stuff every day? Yeah, he's not suffering too much, just he can't really go anywhere. And he says when he wakes up in the morning, his leg's kind of swollen. And when he first walks, it's like a bit painful. But yeah, he's soldiering on. He's a tough cookie. Did I watch the Moana Pacific game, Kai? Man, I'm already missing that game. because that was, yeah, phenomenal. Right, second half is underway. My game clock is at 40 minutes and 15 seconds. Blues B team's holding up pretty well against the pretty full-strength Waratahs team. They're not taking a lot of risks, and the Waratahs handling has been pretty helpful. So, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Explain why the first half was so bad, Dime. 9 knock-ons by the Waratahs. 9. 2 yellow cards to the Blues. How many points did the Waratahs score? None. Blues had 2 penalties. They kicked one, missed the other. Yeah, the Blues are not looking very cohesive. They're kicking a fair bit of ball away. They didn't have that much possession in territory, to be fair, but yeah, it was just pretty ugly. Must suck to be an Australian right now. Well, to be fair, New Zealand's inflation is at 30-year highs, so maybe being a New Zealander has its drawbacks. At least our team's winning at the moment. Kind of like the idea of watching 9 knock-ons from the Tars. And the resulting scrums often had to be reset. The best moment of the half was probably a 13-man Blues getting a scrum penalty against 15-man Tars. Both loose forwards for the Blues that were yellowed. So, there you go. Blow being in New Zealand right now. Yeah, petrol's over $3 a litre, at least where I live. Most of the places it's either $2.96 or it's $3. I've never seen it that high. I've never seen it $3 a litre. That's crazy. $3 a litre. I think it used to cost like $20 to fill up when it's just when I was a kid. But anyway, yeah. What colour are these curtains? That's kind of like a dark grey. They're from the warehouse, so you can probably Google them. The warehouse has probably got them for sale. They're the blackout curtains, so they're supposed to kind of keep the sunlight out, but they are from the warehouse, so you can probably find the official colour if you check the warehouse website. $2.70 down in Rotorua. Okay, that's not too bad compared to $3. To be fair, in France with the currency conversion, it's about $3 as well. $2.68. Oh man, you guys are living it up. Auckland price is $3. I can get it for $2.90 if I use my supermarket petrol voucher when I buy groceries, because the supermarket also has a petrol station. So I'm living it up at $2.90. $2.80 in Christchurch. Bro, why is Auckland the most... because we got that fuel tax. Yeah, Auckland's got a regional fuel tax, so ours is always more expensive. Honestly, sometimes living in Auckland sucks. I swear we get shafted. Right, here we go. The Tars are going to get the first try of the match here, surely, with a maul. No. They give it to Foketi. He's close. Come on, Tars, quick ball. Get a try. We haven't had a try. You can do it. Get it to Hannigan. Hooper just got smashed. And the Blues. Oh my goodness. The Blues just keep holding. Only sometimes, yeah. Maybe more than sometimes, Simon, mate. To be fair, the airport's here, so if you want to go anywhere, it's easy. The warehouse where no one gets a bargain. The warehouse is looking to go into groceries, so hopefully they can give us some bargains. Flowers for my friend in Auckland from a florist. It's double what the prices are there. I don't know what's cheap in Auckland. There must be something cheap in Auckland. Ugh, but it's not petrol. Blues might have another injury. Waratahs took 3 weeks to deliver my PS5. Bro, be thankful you managed to get your hands on a PS5. Are the Blues still on to 13? Nah, man, they finished the first half with 15. They managed to see out the 2 yellows without conceding any points. Isn't Eden Park tickets either. The good thing about Eden Park tickets on games when it doesn't sell out is you can go sit anywhere you like. So, there we go. Who's commentating? I haven't even been paying attention. Tuanui is speaking right now. It probably is Sean Maloney. No, it is Sean Maloney. Yeah, there are some boys in Speedos. Budgie smugglers. They must be cold. Can't be that warm in Sydney right now. It's winter. In Namibia, we pay $17.90 per litre. Oh, man. How much is that in New Zealand dollars? $17.90 Namibian dollars. Dollars to New Zealand dollars. $1.84. That's a bargain. Although I guess you can't just convert it like that because you guys don't earn New Zealand dollars. But man, very rarely does the New Zealand currency convert into something that doesn't be worth more. You know what I mean? New Zealand dollars are worth less than Aussie, Canadian, American, pounds, euros, everything. New Zealand dollars are generally not very good. If you could have any dollars, you wouldn't want to pick New Zealand. Same as at Sky Stadium, but there's no good seats. Yeah, I don't think Sky Stadium is the best rugby ground, if I'm honest. I've said that many times. Eden Park's not fantastic. It's okay. Buy electric. Yeah, Simon, I ended up getting a hybrid. First car I bought, I was telling this to Allard, was last year. It's the first car I've ever bought. Until then, I drove my parents' 1999 Nissan that they didn't want anymore. They just gave it to me. I was driving that for a long time. I couldn't afford an electric vehicle, but I bought a hybrid at least, so I do save a little bit of money on petrol. But honestly, I don't drive anywhere. I don't drive my kids to school. I walk. They hate it, but I walk. It's good for me to get out of the house, and it's good for them to walk, man. You can't be just... I don't know. A lot of parents drive their kids because they don't have time, but I don't want to drive my kids every day to school. New Zealand dollars monopoly money. Yeah, pretty much. Although, like Matthew says, they're worth more than the rand. Yeah, they're certainly worth more than a few currencies. That's true. But compared to a lot of currencies, they're not that hot. FMG is the best for rugby, and I agree with Starleo for that one. It's a proper rectangle rugby ground. How many times has Peach carried the ball? Not many. He just had a weak carry, and the Waratahs have got advantage. Mark's got a hybrid as well. Yeah. I mean, the car I got was second-hand, to be honest. It's a second-hand Japanese imported Toyota. But, yeah, it's better than my 1999 Nissan. So, yeah. For us in Namibia, that's a lot for fuel, and you try to drive less. Yeah, I understand, bro. It's always a bit of a false equivalency to compare directly with the currencies, eh? if 17 bucks over there is like 17 bucks in New Zealand, like I wouldn't be driving many places if fuel was 17 bucks. Oh, two of the Blues guys just crashed heads into each other. Man, that's not a good look. So many hybrids got any gut. My hybrid is absolutely gutless. It's terrible. If I'm coming up to a big hill, I pretty much have to break the speed limit on the flat so I can make it up the hill without like going 20 k's below the speed limit on the hill. You know what I mean? Like I need a running start. Here we go, Tars. Mark Nawani Tawase is able to go over. Finally. Finally. Crowd has been waiting for that one for a while. Finally. Something did happen, and finally is right. Absolutely. That's the W for the Waratahs. Maybe. The Blues aren't looking like scoring, are they? If petrol was $17 a litre, I don't think anyone would be able to afford petrol in their car. People would probably be stealing petrol. You'd have to. It's like the cigarette prices when they went nuts and they became more valuable than the money kind of thing. Like people just started robbing dairies, convenience stores for cigarettes because they're worth so much. Right, is Edmed going to get this one? He's nailed it. Good kick. 7 points to 3. Both sides have points now, folks. We've got 10 whole points. Petrol already gets stolen. Yeah, I bet it'd be more though. It'd be more if it was 17 bucks a litre than the 3. You leave the room for 2 seconds and miss the only try. Alan, so it's your fault that this game sucks. Jake Gordon's just dropping a few F-bombs. Fair enough. Ellard, feel free to leave the room more often. Yeah, go grab a cup of tea, man. Grab me one while you're there. It's not a bad game, it's just a grind. That's an optimistic way of looking at it. I can handle low scoring games when the skill levels are high. You know what I mean? Like, I once watched an epic clash between Wales and Australia when David Pocock and Justin Tipuric were just putting on an absolute defensive masterclass rather than, you know, teams just dropping the bloody ball. So, yeah. Oh, God. Sullivan's kicked it out on the full again. Ay. When was that? Ella, the game that you guys won, like, was it 9-6 or 6-3? I think it was when you guys broke the drought against the Aussies. It would have been 2018, maybe? I think I'd still rather this than paint dry, Anthony, mate, but yeah, this isn't one for the highlight reel. 2018, there you go. My first guess was right. Yeah, man, Tupac and Pocock are just getting turnovers like mad. I only watched it once, but my memory tells me it was a good game. Blues record for lowest points is 3 in 2004. Okay, that's a good point, Shane, mate. So we've got something to play for. We've got to try and beat that record. If the Tars lose, it'll be embarrassing. That's probably true. They're at home against the Blues. Arguably C team, partly B but partly C team, so yeah, they probably should be winning. Every minute of this game, a bit of my soul leaves my body. It kind of is a bit like that, isn't it? Just enjoying watching the Blues supporters squirm. I don't know if anyone's squirming at this one. I think I'm kind of expecting to lose this one based on the selection, but I'll be squirming when we play in the quarters, that's for sure. And Victoria's going to go off to the aquarium. Okay. It's a good day out. Especially if you take kids with you. Kids love the aquarium. That's a double. I think that's an even better try than the first one. Good finish indeed, Sean Maloney. Donaldson to Edmed to Fakiri to Hooper. And they just can't stop him. Good try. It's effectively a dead rubber. Yeah, because the Blues have already finished in the top spot. They've rested all their big guns. So, yeah, there's not a lot to really worry about on this one. Yeah, good finish. Really good finish. I'm excited for the aquarium. Kids, get out of my way. I'll admit, I took my missus to the aquarium when we came here when we were still dating, before we got married. So yeah, we went as two grown adults, no kids in tow, to the aquarium. It's certainly, it's a good place to go. Now I would only go with the kids. Edmed from the sideline. Is he going to get it? I'll say no. Nah. Oh, but he proves me wrong. That's a bloody good kick, that one. 14 points to 3. That should be pretty much check and mate. I mean, the Blues aren't dead and buried, but they're essentially kicking all the ball back to the Waratahs, so you're not going to score unless you can get them to make a mistake or you actually, put in a freaking good kick. Yeah, update the score. I update the score after the conversion, otherwise I've got to update it twice. Forgive me, I'm lazy. Oh, why did I put 14? No, it is 14. This ESPN hasn't updated yet. Kelly Tarleton's is great. I like fishes and the like. We had an annual pass for Kelly Tarleton's last year, but since I moved out west, Kelly Tarleton's is a bit of a trek. I'll get a zoo pass at some point. Kelly Tarleton's features in my NZ vid with the X. She enjoyed it. Kelly Tarleton's Underwater World. I've done a video there on the other channel, the Walking channel. Apparently the Valencia Aquarium is incredibly good, but is it Kelly Tarleton's world famous in Auckland good? Probably. Yeah. Auckland probably doesn't have a lot on Valencia. We've got a better rugby team though. Oh, for goodness sake. Not that you'd know it right now. Ay, 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 ay. Did have an aquarium pass, mate. Yep, we had the annual pass for that aquarium. But then I moved, and I don't want to drive that far. And it's expensive, so... Yeah, my missus wants to get a zoo pass. Because we live a lot closer to the zoo than we do the aquarium. Should get Kelly Tuttons to sponsor me. Just another dumb mistake, Darmundi. Yeah, the Tars should put the Blues away from here. Defensively, the Blues are looking all right, but they've fired pretty much no shots on attack, eh? Oh, man, they almost knocked it on there. Bloody hell. Best dim sum I had while living in China? You know what? I never had dim sum when I was living in China. I was living in the wrong part of China for dim sum. Dim sum's a real southern thing. Like Canton, Guangzhou thing. In Wuhan, they didn't do dim sum. Not that I know of. Get the warehouse to sponsor me? Who would be the best sponsor for this channel? Not Eden Park, because I keep telling them that people can get cheap seats if you just buy the cheap tickets and walk around. Rebel Sport? Maybe. Sell some jerseys? Don't know. Need to come south for that, Simon. Yeah. I need to be where Simon's at to get the dim sum. Wuhan doesn't really do it. A local sports team. Chinese liquor. There we go. Although I'm not sure the look on my face when I drink that is exactly like selling it to you guys, that this is like a drink of choice. Come on, Blues. The Blues are actually keeping the ball in hand for a change, which is maybe a bit pleasing. Now we got advantage. Gamble slowing it down off his feet. Dodgy Chinese liquor, maybe pineapple pizzas. Yeah, I could do some kind of Hawaiian pizza deal. Surely. Surely. Auckland University, no, they got no money. They got no money. Not at the moment. At least score a try, I know, man. Come on. Getting down the right end of the field now. Bit of handbags, yeah. Jordan Romano's been having a great season, to be honest. I wasn't convinced when I heard he'd signed, but bro, he has not disappointed at all. He's exceeded expectations for sure. KFC. I don't really eat much KFC, but I will admit, and Nice Food Takeaways will appreciate this. The other day I went to see my mate who I used to work with. We went and hung out for a bit at his place. He bought a car, a convertible, so his missus was pretty pissed off at him, but he bought it, like a 1988 Peugeot, which was bizarre. Went for a drive in that. And on my way home, I stopped at a bakery. I stopped at a bakery near his place, so different from my normal bakery. And I got a mince and cheese pie, and I got a banoffee pie, because they don't do banoffee pie at my bakery. And far out, it was way too sweet, but I mean, something different. And then as I was about to pay, and the girl was like, "Do you want anything else?" I noticed they do big, excuse my language, big fuck off bits of like fried chicken. So I bought that as well. So I don't eat much KFC, but I did buy myself a big fuck off piece of fried chicken the other day, and it was glorious. It was glorious. Odds had Nando's on Thursday, and it was epic. I feel you, man. Nando's is good stuff. Nice food. Can tell I had the old KFC. I had the bakery. I'm putting on the pounds, man. Yeah, absolutely. The bakery at my normal bakery, they do pretty good pies, but I'm usually going there after I pick the kids up from daycare and school. So it's usually something sweet for them. And if I'm feeling fat, something sweet for me. Yeah, they do a pretty good apple cream turnover. That one's pretty good, I'll admit. And if you're into your mint, they do a pretty good mint slice. What does it say? Oh, police just knocked on my door. What? Caramel slice, Victoria. Oh, the caramel slice is pretty good as well. Mint or caramel slice. I'm more of a mint slice man, personally. What's up with the police, Ellen, man? Oh, the Blues have scored. Oh my goodness, the Blues have scored a try. We're not going to equal that record for lowest score. Typically, you can't see, just take both. There you go. Victoria's mum makes a mean caramel slice. My mum never made caramel slice, eh? Oh, we're going to TMO it, of course. You want to check held up? Asking if some bloke who was here who I've never heard of. Fair enough. It's a bit annoying that Paul Williams is just like, it's a try, but can you just have a look and see if there's anything? Like, he's not even like, I just want to check if it's held up. Like, he didn't give the TMO any kind of specific thing to look for. He was just like, have a look. I would prefer, I've got an off-field try, I just want to check if it's been held up, then I would, anyway, I'll stop whinging. It's a try, I'll take it. It's 14 points to 10. Thought it was a double movement. Yeah, I thought from Akira maybe, but again, if he wants to check something, at least give him something to check and just being like, bro, you a bit bored up there? Have a look at this one. Just check it out. I don't know. He said, please give me a reason not to give the try. Yeah, but that's not usually what they do, right? They usually give some kind of guidance. Maybe I'm just whinging today. My bakery on the road does the best cream donuts. Xavier, cream donuts are a bit of a lottery. Some places do them super sweet, and I can't, like, they need to be sweet, of course. But some places do them like sickly sweet, like you can't even fit. Like the banoffee pie I had the other day. I mean, it looked freaking sweet. It was like covered in a layer of cream. I shouldn't have bought it, but I was like, man, my bakery, I've never seen any other bakeries around my place do banoffee pie, so I was like, I'll grab it. But it was too sweet. You need that with like a black cup of coffee. A 14-year-old is currently making Weet-Bix slice. What's a Weet-Bix slice? Is that some kind of cake where you make it with Weet-Bix? I'm assuming. Refs are doing their best to make their life too safe, Flesh, and yeah. Do you remember back in the day when refs just used to give a try? And then every now and again one would be horrendously wrong? That's why we get TMOs. Banoffee pie is the bomb. Yeah. To be honest, the one that I had the other day, I should have cut it in half because I have half now, half later. Because it was just so sickly sweet. But it's like, once you start, man, you're not going to stop. So I should have cut it in half before I even started. But what are you going to do? That's true. Cronuts are also pretty sweet. They're pretty good. Sister made the mistake of eating a cake in Greece and it turned green because of the sugar content. Yeah, China is a bit like that, and that their bread, regular bread, is quite sweet. Like you just wanted a piece of bread to put, to go with your breakfast, and you're suddenly having like, is this a cake? But in Chinese people's minds, bread is kind of like a cake instead of a staple. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You don't do halves, but you should do halves, man. But yeah, I didn't. I would be lying if I said I often cut some kind of sweet food in half and only have half, bro. You probably go the whole thing. Most in-depth banoffee pie chat you've ever heard. This game is deserving of a banoffee pie chat, to be honest. I could go for a mince and cheese pie and a blue V. I'm with you on the mince and cheese pie, but hell no, I'm not having a V. Too sweet, again. It's almost 10 minutes to go. Well, it's actually just over. I'm at 69.40, so just over 10 minutes to go. Sam Nokia, he didn't exactly set the world alight, did he? Blues have got advantage. Come on, Blues, what can you do? Banana cake? Yeah, banana cake's pretty good. My mum used to make banana cake. Carrot cake, if it's got cream cheese icing, that's pretty good. But because my mum makes those, or she used to, I never really get them when I go to the bakery. Like, my mum never made cream donuts, so I'm more likely to get a cream donut. My bakery does them too sweet, but your cravings tell you to get them. What else do they have good at bakeries? Sweet stuff. Most of the bakeries seem to do, like, for savoury stuff. A lot of them do the butter chicken pies now. They're actually not bad. Some places do like a Thai green curry pie. That can actually be kind of good as well. Cheese twist when you go to the bakery. If you go down south, you can get cheese rolls down here in like Dunedin area. They're bloody nice if done properly. Cheese rolls are pretty good. They don't do them up here though. Custard pie, Ronnie. Oh man, custard pie is pretty good. You gotta love a custard pie. The guy in front of me at the bakery when I got the banoffee pie, he got a custard pie, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a good choice." I didn't actually say it to him because that would have been a bit weird, but I was thinking it. It looked pretty good. Thai green curry pie. Hell yeah. Butter chicken pies are good too. Exactly, bro. Oh, the Blues have fluffed it. They probably should have to try that. Anyway. Back for the penalty advantage. Some places do jelly pies, but they're pretty few and far between nowadays. Yeah, Sullivan's probably having his worst game of the season. Everyone's hungry now, yeah. Brownie? Brownie is my missus' favourite. If I go to a bakery, she always wants to try the brownie. Because she's not into the real kind of sickly sweet ones. She wants kind of a bit of the cocoa to balance out just the pure sugar. Yeah, brownie. Or like a croissant. Like an almond. Maybe an almond croissant or something like that. Dad, I would generally go muffin. He probably just gets a muffin. He likes to keep it simple. Chocolate muffin, blueberry muffin. Yeah, nothing too flash. Oh, the Blues have just fluffed the line out. There's a big bit of D from the Tars. They can exit. The only pie I'll be having is humble pie. I only just read that. Oh, man. I don't know if this is humble pie. I think 14-10 is pretty good for the Blues, actually. Tars should be winning this, but the bookies are right now bang on the money. They said Tars by 4, right, when we looked at it earlier. Yeah, Stephen, mate, this game's not the best. We're all on about the bakery. It's 14-10. It's been a bit of an average watch, but it's going to come down to a close finish, so either way. Desserts the topic of the night during an average game. Yeah, I think desserts is kind of a new topic, isn't it? For my mum, I would probably go cheese scone, because she doesn't do sweet at all. Yeah, cheese scone for my mum. Because, yeah, she's not into desserts whatsoever. Custard pie, she won't do it. Even meat pies, she's not real Kiwi in that regard. But she will tuck into a scone. Maybe a muffin, but probably not. Not really. Like a bran muffin, maybe. Come on, Blues. That's 12 phases. Let's go. Were the Tars offside there? No? Alright. Come on. Getting over the advantage line. 14 phases. Come on, Blues. One of the Tars players, that Smith, has got 28 on his back. That's unusual. Romano! Oh, man. Luke Romano. What a unit of a man. Luke Romano. Boomfa, who did he flatten there? Was that Vosuyato? He'll be disappointed with that. But man, Romano's a big unit. I wouldn't be able to stop him. Goodness me. Sick try. That was, yeah. Yeah, that was good. Ella's not a happy chappy. Still time, mate. It's going to come down to the wire, this one. 14 points to 17. Oh, no, please not extra time. I want to go to bed. No extra time. We don't want extra time. Good take from Nawani Tawase on the restart, though. Now the Tars are fired up. They're like, we can't lose to this Blues third team. A forward pass by the Tars. Paddy Ryan. Hey. No, Tars. Would the Blues really feel a loss in momentum if they lost the Tars? I don't reckon, Shane. Not really. The main team is sitting back at home in Auckland watching this one, chilling out. I think they'll be alright. France versus New Zealand 7 should be good. I'll take your word for it because I got no idea. Alright, 2.5 minutes to go. This time it's a Waratahs penalty. What do they do? Do they kick this and even it up, or do they go for the win? I hope they go for it. Don't go for the penalty. No, why are you going for this? We're going to be here all night, guys. I want to go to bed. This is not the game we wanted to go into extra time. No. No. I got rugby to watch super early tomorrow, folks. You bastards. Oh, no. No. Still time for someone to win it. Too late the night for Golden Point, Jordan. No, man. It's almost midnight. He's nailed the kick. There's a minute to go, Victoria. 1 minute to go. Yay. I'm on my last 2 lines of this notebook as well. I got no more space. It was pretty much perfect. Not watching the Hurricanes after this? Nah. I'm going to go to bed and watch that one tomorrow. Give me a caramel slice quest. Most ingredients are readily available. Oh man. Caramel slice. The quest for the caramel slice, Simon, is to go to the bakery. But in Shenzhen that may not be doable. Surely Starbucks has something like that, no? Maybe that's just New Zealand Starbucks. Is caramel slice not an American thing? Probably too sweet. Right, the clock is officially in the red. If there's a mistake, it's going to go to extra time. If the Tars give away a penalty, it's in a kickable position for the Blues. The Blues have got nobody in the pocket, so they're not looking for the droppy just yet. Akira is having a big carry. He's one guy who's getting over the advantage line pretty well all night. That is 10 phases. The Tars need to be careful. They're not really competing for every breakdown. They're being mindful of it. They don't want to give away a penalty here because it'll be the game. Just chocolate muffins, okay. Blues wanted a penalty, but nothing doing. Here comes the droppy. Nah. Bro, he actually got it. He actually got it. No way. 2 weeks in a row, the Blues get away with a freaking a last-minute win with the droppy. No. No. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. How the hell did the Blues win that? How did we win that? No. That was an ugly kick as well. Maybe it was just the angle from the TV camera. It looked stinker. The pass wasn't great. He picks it up in front of his thighs. Actually, the kick from that angle looks pretty sweet. Bro, no way. 2 weeks in a row with the droppy. Not even with advantage this time. You're kidding me. Oh, man. Bro. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What drama. It was a bit of a stinker again, man, but I'll take a droppy to win it at the death, man. Maybe New Zealand teams can win. Yeah, Elron's right. From the side angle, it looked not great, but from behind, bro, that was a pretty nice kick. Ah, man. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. All right, folks. Well, the Blues C team has actually managed to get the job done. And, yeah, happy days. Happy days. We will see if this side is able to get it done in the quarterfinals, but that speaks pretty good to the depth in the squad, hey? All right, folks, and yeah, Opal, mate, that'll give me some sweet dreams. I'm maybe more happy that I can just go to bed, eh? Because it's almost midnight. But, yeah, I'm going to get up tomorrow, watch the Champions Cup final, see who's going to get the next star on their jersey, and watch the Force and the Canes. Then take my kids out for the day. So it should be pretty full on. But anyway, you guys all take care of yourselves. And, yeah, I will see you guys again for another one at some point soon. Take care, folks. See you later.